In 2012, our minds were blown by writer-director Rian Johnson and his fantastic movie, Looper. It is number 30 on our top 100 movies list of all time. Stars Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt as the same guy.
30 years from now is yesterday.
You know, I gotta tell you, I'd kind of given up on time travel as a sci-fi conceit.
Who could do it better than Back to the Future, right?
Wasn't really interested in it anymore. I don't really care. When I was younger, I used to think it was possible, but this movie made me believe in time travel again, and it made me believe in the fictional possibilities of time travel. I want more time travel movies after seeing Looper. That's just how good this movie is. It starts strong, it's got a terrific second act, and then the third act will blow your toupee clean off.
I know, it's ridiculous. The elements of horror in this movie have stuck with me. The idea that you could erase part of a human being is just unbelievably unnerving. But I think what Rian Johnson does here with this movie is that he doesn't have a lot of budget to play with, but somehow he grounds all of our sci-fi imaginings and all of the vision that he had for this thing in such a profound way. You really do feel even this kind of crazy conceit of time travel could work in his world, and all of the technology that's created, the guns and the vehicles and all that stuff, it feels...
The blunderbuss.
It feels real. It feels like...
He's extrapolated an entire world here in the future. Not only that, he's extrapolated several layers of reality here because we get Bruce Willis in the future. We see this montage of him, which is really one of my favorite pieces of film of all time, where we see him getting older, we see him sort of disintegrating, we see him falling apart, and then we see him finally redeeming himself.
By falling in love,
which is just beautiful. And I think that's the magic of this movie. You don't expect it to be moving because of all the science fiction trappings of the whole operation. And then it turns out to really get you in the heart when you least expect it.
I wanted you to say I did good.
Emily Blunt is terrific in this
is.
movie. Paul Dano is terrific in this movie. And Bruce Willis, once again, rearing his beautiful bald head in our list. I can't believe this guy.
You're right, all incredible actors in this movie, but I think the standout performance is a very surprising one. Pierce Gagnon plays this little kid named Sid, and he melts your heart and completely just turns you into a puddle.
You know what? Looper has been on the show many times before.
If you have not seen Looper yet, stop watching this right now, pause it for 2 hours, and then come back. Several years into the future, time travel has been invented and quickly outlawed. The only people left that use it are the mob, who use it to send back people in time so they can eliminate any trace of their bodies once they have mob murdered them. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is a looper. A looper is a person who waits for the mob hit to come back in time, at which point he kills them, gets rid of the body, there is no trace they ever existed. What does he do, though, when one day the person who comes back from the future for him to kill is himself? That moment's hesitation lets his loop flee. He has to chase him down, save himself, save the woman he loves, save the woman Bruce Willis loves,
which is his future
self, and potentially save the fate of the world.
I'm gonna fix this! I'm gonna find her! I'm gonna kill him!
That's Looper. It's very simple, which is actually my main criticism with the movie.
Obviously, this movie is phenomenal. This is a really complicated movie to explain or describe. The thing that's so great to me about Looper is the fact that Rian Johnson created a very definitive story that features time travel, but that isn't about time travel. The focus of the story is very human, and it asks these really deep philosophical questions packaged in like a really fun, tight action film that's great to watch. It's intelligent, it's sophisticated, it's slick, but it has that deeper sort of existential flair to it that I just really enjoy. I love this movie. It's one of my favorites of last year. I mean, just go buy it. I think this film's pretty much a masterpiece. I think this is one of those movies people are going to look back on in 20 and 30 years from now and say, this was a movie that changed the way people look at sci-fi films and genre-bending films, because this film does all of that really successfully. One of the best of last year. For me, it's a 9.
I mean, this is absolutely a 9 for me.
Congratulations, Looper. Haunting, beautiful, unforgettable.
You know, I still think about this movie at least once a day, every day.
Yeah, number 30.